Welcome to Bearded Radness. I'm DrkSydeB, and today we have quite the mystery on our hands.
Zoinks!
A while ago, I unboxed and demoed this TC Electronic BQ500 bass amp. Well, since then, there's been a lot of rumors saying that the active and passive switch on this amp is wired backwards. So I'm here today to see if the rumors are true. I'm going to use a bass with passive pickups and use the switch in both positions. And then I'm going to use a bass with active pickups and use the switch again in both positions and see how it sounds and what happens. I have the amp all wired up. I'm going to start with this $50 bass I got from Wish. It has passive pickups, so the amp switch position is in the passive, so we will start with that. Then I'll switch it to active, and let's see what happens. As you could hear, there was a big difference between the passive position and the active position on this amp when it came to a bass with passive pickups. So I would say, in my opinion, I believe the switch is wired correctly when it comes to a bass with passive pickups. Of course, that means it should be wired correctly when it comes to a bass with active pickups, which is what I'm going to use right now. And I'm going to start the amp in the active position with my other bass. And again, we hear a difference between the active position and the passive position on the amp with an active bass. With that being said, I believe the switch is wired correctly because when it is in the active position with a bass with active pickups, it is going to clamp down a little bit on that higher output of the active pickups. And then when we switched it to the passive, of course, we got more volume and a little bit of distortion there. I bet if we cranked the gain more on this amp, we would get a lot more. Of course, with that being said, the amp will probably run a little bit hotter and have some clipping. So I do see why people say it is wired backwards because they want more bass, more thump, so they leave it in the passive position. If any of you own the BQ500 or the BQ250, please let me know down in the comments if you think the switch on your amp is wired backwards. I believe mine is wired correctly. That is going to wrap it up for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm DrkSydeB. Stay rad.